Excuse me, just having some breakfast here. Some cheese and potato salad and turkey sandwich. Let's see. Let's begin with the formalities, I guess. Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it's January 16th of 2022. I am making some changes. Let's see, is it ManyCam or ManyCam? Not many. Anyway, I have paid for, I don't know how many licenses for that thing, you know, permanent license plate, or license, and I've used it and I've liked it, and it's worked out 85% of the time, worked out as a good program for me. The problem I've run into with it, I think mainly, is the virtual camera that, and I, excuse me, some other, I'm not sure if OBS does that or not, has that ability, but the problem I've had, there's no way to turn off the ManyCam or the virtual camera thing. Excuse me. You kind of had a choice, me burping or stomach growling. Then when I try to run any kind of a camera program, and that virtual thing keeps, you know, popping up. If I want to go through, if I want to run my USB, one of my USB cameras, by the way, I'm running Live Camera is the name of it, Ultra, USB webcam. If I try to run some other program or some other camera, well, let's take, what is it, the camera viewer, or whatever it's called. Well, it's just called camera. I'm running Windows 11, by the way, on this computer. Running Linux in the back. Yeah, that's it. But what happens is I go to use a camera and it's being used by the virtual camera, and I don't want to use, you know, in fact, I never have an occasion that I ever want to use a virtual camera. I'm sure there's people out there that have some reason that they want to do it, and it might work out well for them. But for me, I try to run the camera program that I want to run or do something, and it's taken by the virtual camera. So anyway, I have removed ManyCam, uninstalled it, and I really have liked it. Well, you've seen a bunch of videos that that I've made with it. A whole bunch of YouTube videos. So I've just deleted it, and I don't know. So I'm running OBS right now, and it seems to be working. I haven't gone through and made a bunch of changes yet. To it, but I think that this is a proper way to go. I'm using, like I told you, this USB webcam. The video seems to be good. I'm not using, you may have seen me, no, I don't think you did. Anyway, where I made, that was tapping on the USB Wave 3, Elgato Wave 3. And then I tapped on the USB camera sitting up here. And I think we know that this Wave 3 is working. That's good. Now, I just purchased yesterday this, and it really looks interesting. It's is it Kapwing? And online, you do this. Now I'm paying now, I think, $28 a month for it. And let's see here. Are you seeing? Yeah, you're seeing it, because this is the, okay. I've got two monitors here. Let's see here. And the reason I got this, because I own, well, you can see on the screen now, was they're covered up by Video Suite 22. I've got, what else? Well, Movidia Photo Editor, well, that's different, you know. Movidia Video Editor Plus, and I don't know what else I got, too much. But back here I'm running Linux, and I'm running I'm able to use this program that, because it's, you go to the site and you, let's see, is it showing? Yeah. So you can go to the site and then you can do things. It's really neat, pretty neat, very neat. And because this is running on a Chrome. No, wait a minute, I'm wrong. I'm not running Linux on that. I'm running Chrome. That's a Chromebox. And I've had trouble finding software that I could, from the Chrome operating system. And this looks like it's going to work as soon as I learn how I do everything with it. And it really looks neat the way it's set up. I'll probably be talking about it, more as time goes on. No, I'm not going to do that now. I've made there's some videos here that I haven't, uploaded or put together or worked on. I want to tell you about have a pacemaker in me. And I kind of have kept you and a few other people updated on what's going on. And I want to talk about that a little bit. I saw the heart doctor a few days ago. And he wants to do an echogram of, I guess, the area around my heart. I don't know. He, by the way, I go to him, I see him once a year. And I've got a device. Okay, you can't see it now. I moved. It's on the other side over there. That monitors my heart all the time. And if it detects something that the software decides needs to be reported, it hasn't. I don't think it's done that yet. Except I did find out. I finally asked when I went the other day. I didn't ask the doctor. I asked the techs, that were doing the reading of the data. I said, I move stuff around in my room a lot. I've moved that device a couple of times, and when I discovered when I unplug it and then plug it back in, it connects and sends data, to the office. And I said, am I being charged for that, or is my insurance company being charged for that? And the person said, no, it was a lady, a real nice lady. They were all real nice there at the doctor's, at the cardiologist's office. Said no, it would just, they would know that it wasn't, I said, well, good. I wondered about that. I wondered for, I don't know how long I've had this thing, I don't know, a year or so, or, first time I bothered to even check on that. But anyway, here in the 21st, I think, today's the 16th, I have to go back over there, and they're going to do that echo scan thing. That's something, too, I want to show you, but I want to make sure that my address and my phone number and stuff like that doesn't show up, so. But I want to show you the report, like when I had when the doctor checked the pacemaker. It's in a multi-page thing. It's really interesting. And so I want to read that. And then, too, when I get the echogram thing, echo, whatever it's called, I'll go through that a little bit, and you can kind of get an idea of that. And the reason I want to do that is I don't get a tremendous number of, subscribers or viewers. I've got about 4,000. It's almost 4,000. But I don't get that many. But it's nice that, like, I had to have the first pacemaker put in me about, I think, 11 or 12 years ago. Yeah, I think. And I've had my second pacemaker, updated or whatever, and had to have a new one put in. I don't think they actually, I'm not sure. I asked and they explained it, and I didn't even understand it. I didn't ask this time. I asked a couple years ago, whether they were putting a new one in, and they said no, they were doing them, whatever. But then I had to ask because, well, wait a minute, yes, it got a new battery, but it has new software. I had to explain, so anyway. But anyway, so for about 11 years or 12 now, I think, I've had, several YouTube videos about the pacemaker and the device I was using to send the data over the telephone line and stuff like that. And I've had a few people say, oh, thank you, leave a thing, thank you so much, because, one person was going to have in about a week a pacemaker installed, the first one, and somebody else, their father was getting a pacemaker put in, and they wondered, somebody wondered about sending the data and that kind of stuff. So it does help a few, it does help a few people. And so I do want to update. You have a new friend suggestion. Okay. I have got to figure out how to stop this. This is my cell phone. And when things come in on my, I guess it's my radar, they're updating the weather forecast or something. Well, it says silent, but I don't want to miss, well. Fort Worth, Texas, sunny, 28 degrees, abundant sunshine, high of 57. I'm just going to hit silent for now. Notification history, oh, come on. Now it's listing all these things. Wanting me to pick each individual one. Do I want the By the way, I just changed a few minutes ago the launcher again back to, what is it? Can't remember which one it is that I've paid for in the past and I'm using, and it's a very popular one, and I can't remember the name of it, but oh, here it is, right? Nova. I've been using it off and on for years. Anyway, I just put it back on because I was not happy with the other, which is the Moto G launcher, This is a Moto G Stylus. It's last year's model. See, what else? Let's go to CNN. They just had a hostage situation down here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I think there was like 4 or 5 people being held, and oh, here it is, Texas synagogue. Hostages rescued after 11-hour ordeal, and the terrorist was killed, but everybody else survived. So they did a good job. Did a good job on that. I haven't read the entire thing. I didn't follow the entire thing, but sounds like the little that I heard, they used probably a flash bang device, and then shot the guy, and everybody else survived. Let's see. It says dangerous ice storm. Looks like it's reaching over into the Kansas City, Missouri area, but it's reaching down a little bit into Texas. It looks like the Northeast is getting hit pretty good. Ice storms, winter storm. I got a friend in Kansas City, Missouri. I'm originally from Kansas City, Missouri. And a few hours ago, or quite a few hours ago, his electricity had been off for 3 hours because of the storm. So I hope he's got his electricity back. I haven't got my booster shot for the virus yet. I'm not going to go into that because I went into it a little bit. I don't know how many of you are able to go, go to your doctor's office and just get the shot. It looks like they're setting up, they've set up places where you go. Now, the ones that I went to for my 2 previous, for the 2 first shots, trying to think if it was the same place both times. But they had it set up really well. I mean, they really had it organized. Maybe somebody was retired military or something that was running it. They had it, you parked out in a parking lot. They didn't even let you in till, you had to line up at the door or whatever. And they let you know by cell phone or whatever, and then, somebody then took you inside. Then somebody else took you to sit in these very few chairs that they had. Immediately somebody came over, had me go over there, got the shot. Then I had to go around the corner. Somebody took me around the corner and had to sit there for 15 minutes and then, allowed to leave. And they had it set up really well. And there was no problem getting my first and second shot. Now the booster shot, I'm going into, I think I said I wasn't going to go into it, but there was some problems. I was scheduled to have the shot, and then I went to get the shot about 2 blocks down the street at Walgreens. And they said, and I think actually at the beginning, I think I made a short video a while ago about that, and I was blaming them. Well, I think it was me actually, that I think I messed up. Anyway, I went there and was there for about 30 minutes in line, but I didn't see anybody getting the shots. And then when I got up there, they said, we don't have any record of you. It was a little bit of their fault, or their software's fault. I definitely logged in to make that appointment and picked the place that was 2 blocks down the street. And then, then I forgot that, I'm at Walgreens, you know. I made sure that their address, because Walgreens are every few blocks, just like the others, you know, pharmacies are every few blocks with so many people, you know. But when I looked it up, I made sure, and then when I got my notification thing from them saying, you know, I couldn't read, I can't read that I had to use what happened was they didn't schedule me in, and that was my fault also then. I went there and looked up, and then I entered the number for this pharmacy that's 2 blocks from here, naturally. We don't have a car, but my grown daughter has one, and she takes us when we need to go, well, except my ex-wife who shares this place. We share it with my grown son. She's wheelchair bound, so she has to go by, transportation that can, transport a wheelchair. But anyway, what happened, I guess, is I picked the place that I wanted to go right down the street, filled out a whole bunch, and I was cussing because they have all of my information, but I had to go through online everything. It lists my medications. I mean, it was, I was cussing. But I guess what happened when I filled all this out, and then they came back and they said, here's your the number and the pharmacy and everything. I think what they did is they sent me a different, it didn't say we're switching, because it was only a few blocks away from that one was where they actually had scheduled me. But we waited thinking that I was at the correct one. I forgot that they had sent me back I'm not even sure I really checked anyway, it was my fault, I guess. Partly my fault. And anyway, now I've been trying to make, and it keeps giving me, I go through the thing, and I enter, I want to get the shot from a couple blocks away, in case my daughter, for some reason, couldn't take me. I think I could almost make it two blocks. I'd have difficulty, but walking or whatever. But anyway, I went through this thing to get the booster shot, and I, picked there, filled out the information, and then it came back and said, okay, and I think it popped up though, and I didn't pick it. Popped up, it was like, I don't know, 11 miles away or something, and it was and so no, I didn't want that, so I forget exactly what steps I did there. Then I went back to try to schedule closer, whatever, and then it popped up and showed me that they had made a reservation for me at that place that's 11 miles or so from here, and I didn't know. They didn't send me an email saying that I had been scheduled there. So anyway, I got a friend in Kansas City who lost power. The last I heard from him was, 3 hours after he lost power, he sent I think he posted also to Facebook, I think. But I guess I should bring this to a conclusion. This is sort of a test. I know you get tired of me making tests, but I try to throw a little something in. But I remembered to turn off the 20-gallon fish tank, which has a tremendous amount of algae on it. I don't feel like cleaning it or even taking care of the fish. There's really no fish in there, just shrimp, very, very small live-bearing shrimp. And of course I'm a liberal, Democrat, so I don't even want to kill live shrimp, especially if they're live bearers, But anyway, thank you very much for watching.